Okay, this is the shape I've ended up with. I'm loving it. It's not what I was aiming for, but I think it's something equally as nice. 12 flat florets where the points don't come together, and that was on account of the jig, which I'll explain in a minute. Now, how I'm going to glue this up, I've got some epoxy resin, just 5-minute epoxy or quick drying. It says 5 minutes, but you get a bit more time than that. And I don't know if you know this, but these cheapo like nail varnish brush type bristles are brilliant for applying epoxy resin or super glue, because the super glue doesn't set on them very quickly, so you get quite a lot of use before you can't use it. While it was on the jig, I got a bit of CA glue between each petal, that where I could, not everywhere. There's a couple of little gaps that I couldn't get any in, but it holds together. So yeah, and it's held it together as a structure. Then I chopped away the jig rings, chopped them up with these side cutters very easily. Removed all the elastics, so I've got a big pile of elastics that I've used in the making of this. But they're reusable. Excuse me. I applied the glue by cutting off one of the hooks and using one of them. It's not the best, but I didn't have those brushes. Sorry. Anyway, so my plan now is to mix some epoxy in little batches and do these 4 at a time. There's 12 of them, so it'll be 3 batches, and just brush in some epoxy between the backs of the there's like a twist. See, there's a twist in there, and if I turn it, you see the twist comes round, and if I can get it right, the twist comes round. So I'm just going to follow those twists round on each one, do them 4 at a time, and yeah, until and I'll probably do that maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times, until I think that this is I mean, it's not going to fall apart, but I suppose if you dropped it, you might start losing pieces. There's one loose piece, so this is just going to give it some structural integrity. So that's my plan with that. Now, let me just get that out of the way. I've worked out where another iteration of the jig, which is this. When you think about it, I turned 12 rings with a square section, and when you assemble it as a dodecahedron, you get that. I think it's an 18-degree angle there. So your pieces are pushed apart by that length there. Now, if I'd have, instead of this, I'd have done this. And had a, I'm sorry, that was wrong there. I'd have had a lot less between these wings of the, these pieces of the jig, and that would give me the angle to close the Frabjous shape properly, which comes in something like that. Anyway, it gains me about 3mm or so, and I think that's going to be enough angular distance to close the Frabjous. That's what I'm going to try on my next jig anyway, and I'll soon know. I don't really want to make a copper one because it's really time consuming and it uses a lot of materials and hot flame, open flames and all the rest of it to solder everything. So if I can make it out of wood and the elastic bands, I will, and that's my plan. I'm going to make these rhombus shaped rhombus section rings, so that'll be the section of the ring, and when I construct the dodecahedron, I just gain all that space. So that's my plan with the next one, which won't be yet. Now, next I've decided is this. There's a shape, another George heart shape, and it's called, I'll insert a picture in a minute, or then. Not Unstructured, which is a good pun, and it's got a piece like that with 4 pieces, and you think, how am I going to turn that even as a German ring, because it's got 4 bits, so that would be so complicated. But it's not, because it's symmetrical. So what I can do is similar to what I did making these pieces. I turned one side, flipped it because it's symmetrical, and turned the other side, and that worked. So I can divide this one in half. So I've just got to turn that profile on the outside of the ring. That piece of wood will be in a square, obviously, a square of wood, like so. Turn that half, flip it round end to end, and turn that half. A little bit more complicated, you know, structurally, but doable, definitely. And I've sized this to give me, I think it'll work out a little bit larger than my standard 65 to 75 millimeters. I think it might come in at like 85 or something. I'm not certain. A little bit bigger, but I needed that extra bit to get the width of these pieces where I think they're going to be strong enough to not fall apart, if you know what I mean. So that's my plan now. I'll be making another German ring with that profile, so it'll be more like, in a way, it's a combination of the 2 techniques. That German ring, which we did the solar flare with 2 points, and that one, which was the Frabjous. So it's like a combination of the techniques in both of those will allow me to turn this. Well, that's the plan anyway. So we'll see how I get on with that over the next few days. Thanks for watching.